AirSplat On Demand. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jake.
And today we're reviewing the Echo 1 M240 Bravo, which you can find on our website for $749.99.
Yeah, now this is pure nostalgia for me. I actually couldn't believe when I found out they're actually making one of these, and I couldn't believe when we actually got one in our warehouse. This is actually the gun that I was using when I was actually on a machine gun crew my first couple years in the Army. So it brings back really, really good memories. Time spent in Iraq and time spent on the range. The actual detail that they put into this, it's incredibly authentic as far as replication goes. It's almost stunning. I will say it is a lot lighter, definitely a lot lighter. It feels like maybe a quarter of the weight of the actual 240 Bravo, if I can remember correctly. For that reason alone, it makes it a lot easier to manipulate. But man, it just brings back a lot of good memories.
Alright, so as far as some of the features, it's pretty cool. It's got full CNC metal construction, as I'm sure you can tell. Integrated bipod and carry handle.
Yeah. Now, one of the other things that designates this as a 240 Bravo is the fact that it actually has an integrated rail system up on the front. So for us, we'd actually go ahead and mount a laser on there so we can use it at night. And then it also has a rail on the top of the feed tray cover. So yeah, you can go ahead and mount an optic on there as well. Usually like an M145, so you can get some distance on it.
One of the coolest things about it is the box mag over here. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Spin it around. Super cool.
This thing carries about 4,000 rounds. So it is designed as a support weapon, and that's the exact purpose that it's gonna serve. 4,000 rounds downrange is quite a bit. Now it also comes with a 9.6 volt battery. Now the batteries, I believe it's 1,800 milliamps, so it's gonna let you shoot all day long. And you're gonna need it, especially if you're gonna be firing consistently with this.
It also has a quick change spring system and comes with 2 springs included.
Yeah, so you can jump between 400 feet per second and 450 feet per second. Now, just to go into a few more details of this, it's incredibly bulky, so I definitely wouldn't recommend this for anyone who's very small. I've seen a few short guys rock the Trigger Happy brand of M240, and it's huge, and it kicked their ass all day long. So you definitely want to give this to someone who's willing to pick up a support role. And if you want my opinion, I dig it. It's really cool. It definitely adds a lot of authenticity, especially if you're going for some modern U.S. military look. But it's still it's not as practical as it appears. So on that note, you're really stuck firing from under the shoulder. It's actually really hard to shoulder this without feeling awkward. I mean, your best bet's to be using it in the prone as any machine gun. So if I had to go with this or an M60 Echo 3, I would probably go with the M60 over the 240. However, I would take this just to add to the collection. Yeah, it's unbelievable as far as appearance goes. Unbelievable. So like I said, it does come with a 9.6 volt battery, so and the rate of fire is actually pretty nice. Yeah, and it's also got a built-in MOSFET as well, so it can handle that heavy spring. And you'll also get a trace rate of fire with that as well.
So it's shooting around 400 to 450 feet per second, which is pretty awesome. Also, as I said earlier, it comes with the quick change spring system, so you can swap it up between 400 and 450 depending on the spring.
Yeah, I'd probably leave it at 400. I think that's pretty adequate. But if you want to grab that extra little bit of range with heavier BBs, that'd also be effective too. Definitely not an indoor gun. This one wants to stay outside, so it's still. Oh, I want it so bad. So cool. Okay, man, I'm really torn on this one. I'm gonna have to give it 4.5 out of 5. The words can't describe it. The detail, the feel, like I said, very nostalgic when it comes to this. So, I have to say, yeah, 4.5 out of 5. It's actually the best price 240 that you're going to find on the market, so that's definitely a positive. But you can find other support weapons at a lot lower price, like an M249 or an M60. So I think that's only its biggest downfall. Plus, again, it's not as practical as a Echo 3 version of an M60.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 purely because the look that comes upon Jake's face when he looks at it. He looks at it like it's a newborn baby.
Something like that.
It's like this endearing love.
I would probably love this in my firstborn child.
But, I mean, for somebody my size, completely not practical. There's no way I'd be moving anywhere with this thing. You couldn't even get me to carry it onto the range. It's really heavy, really bulky, really awkward for somebody my size.
Yeah, I definitely recommend buying. If you invest in this, you definitely want to get a sling also.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to AirSplat On Demand. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jake.
We'll see you next time.